Welcome back to the Week in 7 Questions, and welcome to our special guest, Monika Richter, the woman at the heart of the China disinfo incident at the EU's External Action Service. Monika, in the media, you've been described as a whistleblower. Are you?
I suppose it's a compliment, but no, I'm not. Whistleblowers leak information to the public, and I didn't do that. I just sent an email to my colleagues and superiors advising against a particular course of action that I thought was wrong and dangerous. And I guess whoever leaked those emails evidently agreed, but I wish they hadn't done it.
And what did the EU get wrong about tackling the COVID-19 infodemic?
Quite a bit, actually. I'd say that the biggest misstep was the failure to anticipate how China and Russia would exploit the crisis for their own ends. Both Beijing and Moscow deployed a very savvy combination of soft power, disinfo, and propaganda, and that frankly caught Europe with its pants down.
So, are Russia and China pursuing the same goals in terms of disinformation and manipulative interference?
Well, both the Kremlin and the CCP are, of course, fundamentally hostile to democracy. But yeah, there's a strategic distinction. The Kremlin actively wants to destabilize European democracy and the transatlantic alliance. So the weaker and more divided we are, the better. China, on the other hand, wants to manage and co-opt Western democracies for its own interests, essentially to make the world more benevolent to the CCP.
Why are you leaving the External Action Service?
It was ultimately a decision of conscience. I'm very troubled by how the EEAS handled the incident in question from start to finish. And I came to the conclusion that I could no longer be effective in my role given the dominating political pressures in the institution. But all that said, I have nothing but the utmost respect for my colleagues who do remarkable work under tough conditions and really need all the support they can get.
Bob Kagan once said, Americans are from Mars, whereas Europeans are from Venus. But where does that leave a Czech American like you?
Well, in terms of personal identity, I definitely feel equally American and European. In terms of political consciousness, though, I would say I definitely lean towards Mars, so the hawkish end of the spectrum. And that's because I believe deeply in liberal democracy, fear that it's coming under threat from authoritarian forces, and that we cannot afford to be complacent in its defense.
And where are you going next?
I'm sure it will feed some conspiracy theories to say that I'm moving to DC. But it's not for government, actually. It's for the private sector. I'm not an agent. I'm joining a threat intelligence consultancy, Counteraction, which specializes in information operations, as their new senior director.
So, Monika, if you had to script a Netflix series about your experience with Brussels officialdom, would it be more like West Wing or House of Cards?
I honestly wish it were half as exciting as either, minus the murder. But as it stands, I think the best comparison, at least from my personal experience, would probably be The Office.
Thank you, Monika, and thanks everyone for watching, and see you next week with our mystery guest.